He said, "Oop, I didn't get the wire right. Mom has been blown up." Right? That's how the movie ends. Right.
The end. Gee, look at all those body parts being blown apart. Brought to you by Brian De Palma. Now, here is my problem with the film, and it can be summed up in one word, and you used it. The word is missing. Because you compare this film with Missing, and it just falls apart. Because in Missing, you had flesh and blood people in a real situation with a film with an attitude, taking an attitude about the United States government. What is this film about? It's about swimming in the river. It's about fake lines said from actors who don't possibly believe what they're saying. It's about Hackman imitating a bumbling fool and then overplaying, in my opinion, a guy who has some experience in the spy world. It's a bad performance by Hackman, which is shocking for me to say and shocking to see. There is nothing right with this movie, and made by fabulous talents.
It's made by Arthur Penn. It's hard to figure out, though, what Hackman could have done. I think what happens, essentially, is the movie totally fails on a human level, so then they tried to turn it into an action thriller, and Arthur Penn is apparently not the man to direct an action thriller, and also this script is so filled with unbelievable coincidences that you just cannot even care about the situations they're in.
So far, we've had 3 good directors come up with 3 bad films. Coming up next, for weeks now, moviegoers have been calling us and writing us about one burning issue. Who is the dead man at the end of the thriller Jagged Edge? We'll have the answer next.
It was a crime so violent.
You think I killed my wife? Prove it.
Our special X-ray subject this week, not who done it, who was it done to in the popular new thriller Jagged Edge. For weeks now, I've been getting calls every day at my newspaper, I think Roger too, and the conversation goes something like this. Some friends of mine are having this argument, and we're wondering if you, and I interrupt them before they can finish the question, because I know the answer they're looking for. They want to know who is killed at the end of Jagged Edge, a thriller about a woman attorney, Glenn Close, defending a man, Jeff Bridges, accused of brutally murdering his wife. At the end of the film, and don't worry, I'm going to be very careful here, a hood is pulled off a corpse, and because director Richard Marquand shoots the corpse from an odd angle, looking down its nose, some people are having a surprising amount of difficulty seeing who the corpse is. He doesn't hold the shot long enough or take a straight-on angle. The possible corpses include 4 men. First, is it Jeff Bridges?
Your firm has got to handle it.
Jack, we're corporate lawyers. We can barely handle a hearing.
Jack, get some for us?
So what do you think?
I'm innocent. That's all I can really say.
I really think he could have...
Or is the dead man the district attorney who is out to nail Jeff Bridges, played by Peter Coyote?
All the money? That is the oldest crime in the world. Only you're real smart. You want people to say, Jesus, you think he could have done that to his own wife? If I was going to kill my wife, that's the way I'd do it.
Or is the dead man the tennis bum, played by Marshall Colt?
What kind of sex did you have with her? Did you tie her up?
Or is the dead man the lecherous locker room attendant, played by Louis Giambalvo?
No, it's in the row right behind his.
Mr. Fabrizi, does this look like the knife that you saw that day?
No, this one's different.
Now the tough part. How can I tell you the right answer without ruining the movie if you haven't seen it? Now, part of me wants to tell all of you who have seen the film to go with your first instinct and that you're right if you do. But if that is too vague an answer, because I'm sick and tired of all these calls, if that's too vague an answer, then I guess I'll have to resort to that old television trick, which is turn down the volume of your TV and I'll whisper the answer. And then I'll wave my arms like this when I'm finished. See, they never tell you when to turn back the volume. I'm the only guy that knows the instructions on how to do this right. Okay, now, the dead man is... Now, wait a minute. I'm going to wait a second for those who don't have a remote control volume switch, and for those who have just pushed it the wrong way, like I do, and I get real nervous.
Louder, right?
Yeah. Okay, now here it comes for real. The dead man is Jeff Bridges. I didn't have to whisper, but I think it's kind of funny. Okay. Well, I just finished waving my arms. It's all clear now. And I still think the best ending would have been where the dead man's identity was not revealed.
I want Sam to have access to all your personal and corporate correspondence, your financial records, your wife's records, everything, absolute access.
You got it.
We've got almost 4 months till the trial. I don't want you out in public.
I don't want to see any pictures of you in the paper. I want you to look as though your life has been shattered.
My life has been shattered.
Just give Roger Ebert a call at the Chicago Sun-Times. He'll be happy to answer any movie trivia questions you may have. And if you talk back to me, I'll give you your private home phone number.
That's very kind of you, Gene, to say that the ending that you would have preferred was the ending that I said when we reviewed the movie on this show that I would have preferred, which shows that I'm right and that you agree with me, which I am happy to see.
Okay.
It would have been more fun if we didn't know who the killer was.
Right.
And what I'm kind of delighted by, and I'm getting calls every day, I say it was the prosecutor, but my buddy says it was Jeff Bridges.
Right.
I love the fact that they gave the murderer away and people still don't know who it is, and it's just as much fun that they don't.
And it's a good movie, too.
That's right, it is. Now let's take another look at the movies we reviewed this week, and if you have any questions about any of these, call Gene at the Tribune and he'll be happy to fill you in. Somehow, though, I think that this week's movie is going to have a lot of bad news. We both voted thumbs down on the whole Covenant, the confused but complicated thriller starring Michael Caine. 2 more thumbs down for Bring On the Night, a Sting documentary that played more like a promotional film and raised a lot of questions that it never answered. And 2 more thumbs down, making 6 thumbs down in all. These 2 for Target, the ridiculous and unbelievable thriller starring Gene Hackman and Matt Dillon. So it's about time for those good November pictures to start coming along.
Can't wait for it. That's for this week. Next time we'll be back with reviews of 4 more new movies, including White Knight, starring Mikhail Baryshnikov and Gregory Hines as dancers fighting for different reasons to get out of the Soviet Union. And also Charles Bronson. He still hasn't gotten rid of all of his vengeful feelings. He's back in Death Wish 3. That's next week, and until then, we'll see you at the movies.
Bugles are a blast. Crunchy Bugles corn snack in roasted corn and nacho cheese flavor. Shasta, more taste, more pizzazz, more flavors than anyone has. Say it, I want a pop, I want a Shasta. Raisinets and Goobers are playing everywhere, starring plump, juicy raisins and great golden peanuts. Both now feature creamy Nestle milk chocolate. The exclusive Maytag full-size stacked washer and dryer with computer touch controls. It fits almost anywhere. New from Maytag, the dependability people.
We now